Transformations can be quite challenging for businesses. So in this case, we had a client that was moving from multiple source systems across various locations to a single SAP S/4HANA platform, and we were asked to analyze, okay, what are we getting ourselves into? So we used process mining to identify things like, okay, how are you currently operating, and how is that going to work in the future? Because they had concerns about whether the new functionality would support their ways of working. They knew they had complex processes and quite a lot of differences across the different sites. They wanted a more centralized model. Currently, there were a lot of decentralized activities, and they wanted to move more towards shared service center setup. They had a lot of custom-built functionality over the years, and they needed to make decisions on what to keep, what to rebuild on the new platform. And they also had a number of different third-party add-ons. And we noticed that the setup of data was quite different across their systems. So we looked at the different processes across the sites. Then we used process mining solution to pick up those differences. And I got some examples on that. We used what functionality they're currently using in the system, custom function or standard functionality, as well as any custom functionality. We looked at potential issues and risks in how the sites currently operate. And we also looked at behavior of people, where there were dependencies on certain people or inefficiencies that we could address and make work a bit better. Then we performed a fit gap analysis where we actually mapped, okay, what is it you're currently doing to the new functionality in the system? And then from there, we assessed, okay, what is going to be the change? And change could be change the ways of working to match your new system, or it is critical to the business, and we decide we need a solution to support that way of working. And that could be a custom build into the new platform, or perhaps a external third-party solution that could help us in that space. But we really make that conscious decision where it's like, okay, here we just need to standardize, and here we and deliberately make that decision to operate in our ways, our way of working, because it's relevant to our business. And what we also did is we then tested the new scenarios that were coming with the historical data, as well as certain test data for new scenarios. And this really helped them in making a smooth transition to the new platform. And after go live, we had continuous monitoring in place to really assess how people were using the new system. And then sometimes you see things as people fall back on old ways of working, or certain functionality wasn't used the right way. And that's where we could immediately intervene and improve the way how they were operating. I'll call out two examples. First one was around different business processes and functionality use. So you see here at the top a situation where there was a site that had direct sales, and they were using a separate CRM system to capture those sales. They would issue the goods, but the actual physical goods came through their old SAP system, and this created quite a lot of issues and delays in delivery. So when the invoice was created, wasn't actually linked to when the physical goods were leaving the warehouse, and sometimes that was quite far off, and customers wouldn't always be that happy with it. While in the second scenario, it was much more straightforward. So in this case, you need to make decisions: is that something that needs to be supported going forward or not? Another example was around the setup of their data. So we noticed that, for example, storage locations were set up quite different in one area compared to another, where and they used a location-based setup in one area, and in the other area they used based on the type of product, so finished products or spare parts or packaging. And obviously, you need to standardize if you want to have that correctly in one system.